Good evening, residents of Tampines GRC and fellow Singaporeans. I'm sure many of you are familiar with me already because we've been doing a lot of groundworks here for the past few months. Although I am not in your GRC, but I am still with you. First, before I start, I would like to share one of the experience I had when I was doing groundwork here. This is the promise that I gave this resident that I will voice out for him in my rally. He was telling me that his CPF money cannot be taken out. His children need to go to school, but the government does not allow him to use his CPF money to pay for their education. Why is the government like that? This is the government you voted for in the last election. How many more Singaporeans you want to see going through this? In the end, he still has to take a loan from the bank to pay for his children's education. Singaporeans, he's in his 60s already, but he still needs to pay a loan. Why is the government not taking care of them well? Our pioneer generations have given a lot to bring Singapore to where it is today. They should be enjoying their life now, not... Do you want to pay debts when you're 60s? The PAP slogan this election is with you, for Singapore. 3 years back, when the white paper was debated in the parliament, the PAP exercised this slogan. No, they did not think about you, about Singapore, but for themselves. Getting an influx of foreigners in, was it for us? Did you ask for it? No. So why is the government doing this? Because you vote for them in. I am concerned that PAP continues to import foreigners when the unemployment rate increases. Have we ever thought, instead of getting these foreigners in to fill whichever position they are filling, can our fellow Singaporeans also take up these jobs? Are we not capable enough? Are we not well-trained enough? Are we not competent enough? If your answer is yes to all these questions, that means our education system is flawed. There is a problem here, Singaporeans. Our education minister have failed to keep to relevance. Do you want to take your Singapore back? Singaporeans, you can do better than this. You're too soft. PAP cannot hear you. Do you want your Singapore back? It is every government's responsibility to ensure they maintain the belief in a good education in its young people. A belief in good education comes from a young people being able to use the education they receive to get a good job and benefit the years of hard work and feel that they have invested in themselves and the institution they went to. However, our minister said, Singaporeans do not need to be university graduates to be successful. If they cannot give you a good life, a good job, it is meaningless. Can you have a whole country where 100% are graduates? I am deeply offended when I hear this, being a university graduate. Rather than the government admit that they need to step up and play its part in creating jobs for skilled young people, it would rather mock the situation and say you cannot eat the degree. Then what else can you eat? We don't have a lot of grass around in Singapore, by the way. So, Singaporeans, why you aspire to lead your own life? Why you aspire to have your dreams? Why you aspire to contribute to this economy? How long will this generation's parents continue to support their children before the government can come in and give them a hand? Do you not want to see your children do well and also enjoy in their retirement age? Do you want your children and your future generation to suffer? Let me tell you now what the NSP will do for you. The NSP has maintained since 1997 that the optimal class size is 20. The improved teacher-student ratio enables better interaction and makes the learning process more effective. Citizens should have priority in admission to all schools, polytechnics and universities, not foreign students. Universities should not set aside 15% of their enrollment for foreign students when there are Singaporeans who meet university entry requirement but cannot get into their own university. Our current education system places too much emphasis on examination performance and imposes too much stress on students at too young of age. Using examination results as practically the sole barometer at critical juncture results in an unbalanced education. Examination rewards rote learning, which is detrimental to the development of creative and innovative thinking. This is not equip our children well for life after school in future. We do not only want to have doctors and lawyers. Singapore needs more talented young people, more creative and innovative people. NSP advocates 10 years of compulsory education and the setting up of a few schools that cover both primary and secondary education without having going through PSLE as a pilot project. This will give parents an option of sending their children to a less stressful learning environment where the school can afford time other than PSLE preparation. Apart from equipping our students with literacy, numeracy, and knowledge, of equal importance are character building and a healthy attitude towards lifelong learning. Singaporeans, stop being afraid. Because you were afraid in 2011, today you are suffering. Please stand up and claim back for what is yours. Please stand up and claim Singapore back. I am only 27 years old. I am not afraid to stand up here today in front of the TV and claim back what is ours. You can do better. Anyway, your vote is secret. So don't be threatened if they tell you you will go to jail, the police will catch you if you vote for NSP. This is not true. If this is true, that means your vote is not secret anymore. Why are you afraid? Nobody is seeing this. I urge Singaporeans everywhere, young and old, to continue to fight on, to continue to fight for Singapore, our home. There are better ways to address education than not caring about graduates without jobs. Reform the curriculum, support those who create the jobs, create government-funded graduate scheme programs, accessible to local students only. Local students only, for you Singaporeans. Even better, help transition those willing to embrace an entrepreneurial spirit to become their boss and create jobs rather than waiting to be hired. Singaporeans, please keep your promise. If you vote for NSP, vote for NSP And NSP will keep our promise to make you our priority and serve you well. And most importantly, if you keep your promise, the PAP also has to keep your promise to give you a better life. On September 11, before you make this vote, please think carefully for your children, for your grandchildren, and for your retirement. This sacred vote that you cast will not only affect yourself, but for the many generations to come. Vote for NSP for a change. Vote NSP as Singaporeans deserve better. Thank you.